Hi boys and girls, this is chapter 12, lesson 2. Today we're going to talk about sides and angles of each of the shapes that we talked about in lesson 1. You can describe a two-dimensional shape, which is the type of shape that we would draw flat on a piece of paper. It has just a length and a width that we could measure with a ruler. You can describe them using sides and angles. So a side would be the line that you draw to make the shape. Okay, the triangle has 3 sides. And the triangle also has 3 angles. 1, 2, 3. So an angle is where the 2 sides meet, where they come to the point. That is why a circle has no sides and no angles, because there are no points on a circle. But a triangle, remember in lesson 1 I told you that a triangle meant 3. Tri means 3. Listen to the word tri, which means 3, angle. Triangle, 3 angles. 1 point, 2nd point, 3rd point. Triangle, 3 angles, and has 3 sides also. So today in the lesson 2, you are going to describe the different shapes with sides and angles. So I'm going to be looking for numbers. How many sides, how many angles does the shape have? How are you going to do that? You're going to count them. So open up your book to 746. And on page 746, it gives you different shapes. For example, a triangle, a rectangle, or a quadrilateral. Okay, up here. Meaning it has all shapes that have 4 sides and 4 angles make up a quadrilateral. Then we have a pentagon, a hexagon, and a circle. You are going to go through and count the sides of each shape and the angles of each shape. So I like to think of it, if I had my pen or my pencil and I went around and drew this shape, the sides are the lines that I'm drawing and the angles are where my lines meet. So they're going to be the points. I really like how they did this in our first example. They pointed to the first side of the triangle and I could count. Here's 1 side, 2nd side, and the 3rd side. And then the angle, when we talk about angles, they use that little circle right here. It's in pink, like a pinky red. And they draw a little circle where the 2 sides meet, and that is the angle. Okay, so this triangle has 1, 2, 3 angles. You are going to go through this top section, count all the sides, all the angles of each of the shapes. If you remember what I told you about some of the words, it'll help you with how many sides, how many angles in each shape. Then when you get to the bottom, it asks you to trace each shape and write how many sides and angles that it has. Okay, so you'll trace the dotted line and then write sides and angles. You're going to continue that on the back page. As well as here it says to circle the objects that match the description. So they give us different objects that we would find around in our community. But it's saying to circle and, circle the shape that matches the description. So I'm looking for a shape that has 3 sides and 3 angles. So which of these shapes, and there could be more than one, which of these shapes has 3 sides and 3 angles? Then this one says, circle the shapes that have 4 sides and 4 angles. These word problems are some of my favorites. For example, the first one says, Kira draws a shape with 6 sides and 6 angles. What shape does she draw? So you could try to draw it, and then you need to name which shape that is. Okay, and they give you 2 more examples of this. And then at the bottom, it says, write the name of each shape, describe 2 things about the shape. So this first one, I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, it has 5 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. Okay, so I know that means it's a pentagon. Pentagon is 5 of each. So then on my lines 1 and 2, I could say this shape has 5 sides, 5 angles. That is how you would describe the shape. Like I said in the video for lesson 1, the homework this week is extra practice. So if you feel like you need to count a few more times on a few more shapes to really help you, I would suggest doing the homework. If you feel like, okay, I've got it, I know what a side is, I know what an angle is, then you can skip the homework for this week on these couple of pages. So let me quickly review. I'm going to pick one of the shapes out of my pile. Let's do the shape. Square. Now these are labeled because I would hang these in the classroom. 4 sides, 4 angles. 1. Okay, side is the line that you draw. Okay, a side is something we could measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the bottom. And the angles are where the 2 sides meet, so they make a point. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, good luck with this lesson, and I'll see you back for lesson 3.